Karen and I got married right out of college. We were broke, and about 2 weeks after we got married, she remembered she was a Baptist. She hadn't brought this up before. We hadn't talked about any of that stuff. She said, "We're going to church." And I'm like, "We aren't doing anything. On Sunday, I drink beer and watch football." She got mad, stormed out. And of course, we're in Nashville, and there's more Baptists than people. It didn't take her long to find her tribe. And so she plugged in, and those little Baptist people were praying for her heathen husband. And one of my beer drinking buddies, there's a lot of beer in this story, but he and I were in this sales thing together, and we would go to happy hour and then go make sales calls and couldn't figure out why we couldn't make sales. So we went to this sales conference, and the big guy got up that's making $400,000 a minute or whatever the hypester stuff is. We had written down 5 things that if we knew these 5 things about the business, we'd be okay, which was wrong, of course. But
what was the 5 things? If you
it was just, making sales or building your hierarchy. It was a multi-level thing or whatever, all this kind of stuff. So if we could figure out this stuff, and this guy got up and he walks through basically our 5 things as his outline. It was like he had read our mail. So we already revered the guy. And then he read our mail. Now he just owned us, right?
Yeah.
And so we're sitting on the back row of this whole big, massive 2,000, 3,000 people or whatever. And he gets to the end of the talk and he goes, "Listen, if you're going to be successful, you have to take care of your body. You have to feed your mind, read a book, get some info. You have to learn how to do relationships. And if you want to really be successful, if you don't know this man named Jesus, you need to get introduced."
Amen.
Because he will reshape how you view people and how you value people. And people can tell if you're looking at them as a paycheck or if you're looking at them as something of value. I looked at my buddy and I'm like, "Has this guy been talking to my wife?" It's like, so I came home, told her, I said, "We're going to church." And she's like, "Who are you and what have you done with my husband?"
Right.
And so we visited a couple of little churches and they were kind of calm and I'm not. And so we visited one. I mean, this is 1983. Some woman's raising her hand in the choir like she knew the answer to some question. We're sitting on the back. When you're visiting, you don't know anything.
Closest to the door.
You have to be able to escape, right? Hit the eject button. And so she's raising her hands. I told Sharon, if they get snakes out, I'm out of here. And so then they start swaying and all this stuff. And hey, man, we went back every Sunday.
You liked it?
For 12 years. That same church. That pastor led me to God.
Amen.
And his 2 sons are 2 of my best friends to this day. They're like brothers. He passed away 18 months ago, and I had the honor of being one of the people who spoke at his funeral.